like nowhere to sit. They're all taken.
There you go.
Sit on the floor.
There's room now.
Sit on John.
I don't think this room's ever this full. I mean, this is weird.
It's easier.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so hello everyone. Hi. How's everyone doing tonight?
Good.
The chair won't spin. Bad. Oh no. Who said that?
What happened?
What happened to you?
Everything.
Everything. Did your gummy bear get tossed in the trash? I'm so sorry. You're lost.
I feel like you have to say that a lot at your work.
Did your
Do
gummy
you
bear
want
get
her to
tossed in
close
the
your face?
Yeah. But anywho, so I had this whole lesson planned out. I worked on it last night and I worked on it this morning, and then when I was on the way here, God said, no, you're not doing this anymore. So I'm like, okay, great. So when I was on the way here, I'm like, okay, well, what do you want me to do about it? Or do it on? And he kept repeating the word trust in my head. So tonight, I am trusting him to give me the words to say on what I want, what he wants me to tell everyone tonight. So, how many of you in here have one person you trust? At least like one person. Oh, wow.
Oh, man.
A little sad. Okay.
Got a bunch of people.
Bro, including God. There we go. Yep, there we go. That's much better. Okay. So, someone that I know once told me that we weren't made to go through life alone, and that we were made to depend on like our brothers and sisters in Christ and trust in Him as well as how we trust in God. And there are certain things that we go through where we have to talk to at least one person and put our trust in them. And there was one time where something had happened to me, and I didn't feel like really telling anyone about it. I was just like, no, if I tell this person, if I tell this person, then they're not going to listen. They're going to tell other people. They're going to betray me because it keeps happening over and over. And so I was just kind of rejecting people, and I would pray about it, but for a long time, I kind of just ignored God as well. I'm just like, no, I don't want to trust you either because you're the person who put everyone else in my life that has betrayed me. So I just kind of turned away from God. But I learned that God will take people out of my life for a reason, and He'll put people in my life for a reason. And there are certain times where people are placed in your life for a season, and there's certain people that are placed in your life for a lifetime. And that's something I've had to learn the hard way, and also by trusting God. And I went from, like, beforehand, something bad will happen, I would turn and I would get really mad at God, and I'd be like, why would you do this to me? Why would you continuously attack me with all this stuff going on? Especially when you see I have so much else going on. But that isn't proper English, but whatever. I have so many other things going on. And instead I try to turn to Him, and I'm like, okay, this sucks, but I trust you, and I trust whatever you have going on, because I've seen that when bad things happen, good typically comes from them, just like how when God flooded the earth, He sent rain and laughter to show that He wouldn't do it again, and that, you know, rainbow always comes after a storm. And that's why I kind of like rainbows as well, because it kind of shows that the storm's over, it's been conquered, it's a new day. And also I've learned that after there's a really bad storm, there's typically a really pretty sunset that night as well. And that's like another way that I see of God showing, like, the storm isn't going to last forever. And I also recently talked to a friend about something that she had going on, where she had a really hard time trusting in God, and she liked being independent, and she liked to be like, no, I can do this on my own, I don't need any help for anything going on. And that night we were having a prayer night basically, and we were all praying for her, and we were speaking in spirit and all that. And when I was talking to her, it was kind of like it wasn't really my words. I mean, like, I was speaking, but it wasn't like what I was saying this thing just kept coming out. And one of the things I told her was that God is telling her to trust him. Like, you can't do anything without trusting him. And that also comes with what I had planned to say, which was having patience with him as well. And I know that all of us probably prayed for patience at least once, and then never did it again, because it's horrible. But that's also another thing you have to have trust with, is with patience. Because God will really test your patience, like, really test it, and you're like, okay, you can stop now, I trust you, I have patience, you can stop. But listen, I'm not pointing any fingers here.
Oh no, she knows exactly why I'm looking at her.
But trust in the Lord with all your heart and all your strength and all your. So I got it mixed up, but yeah, you've heard it a lot of times. A lot of pastors have said it. It's written in a verse, and yet I don't have it memorized perfectly, but I do have it on my wall. There's something else. There's a verse I had written down. I can find it, which one it was. When I had planned to do something and God said no. Yes. So when I just talked about patience, I had written down the verse, James 1:3, which is, because you know the testing of your faith produces perseverance. That can help you think of my other point. So, when we go through trials and when we go through storms, we think like, oh, this is the end of the world, it's never going to get better, things are going to continuously get worse. But God doesn't test us for no reason. He will put us through these things, and because it'll prepare us for something in the future, it'll help us with someone else in the future, or it'll help us overcome something else, or it just makes us stronger. There's always a reason to something that God puts us through. Like, he's not going to just attack you for no reason. He's not going to be like, well, I'm just going to put all this on you and then just leave you there, you'll be fine. No, he does it for a reason. He puts us through these storms for a reason, and he knows how to get us out as well. And he has never left us or turned his back on us during any of these things. Every single tear he has like place on the Lord's child. Not in a creepy way, but like he sees you and he hurts with you, and he wants to test you, and he wants you to have faith in him and to trust in him through all these things, because without him it's very, very hard to make it. It's impossible to make it without him. And people think like, oh no, I can do it without him, I can be independent, but then they see like, oh, why is everything going wrong in my life? I wonder why. But even with God, he's going to put you through some trials, but I've heard a lot of powerful testimonies about a lot of stuff that people have gone through, and I know everyone in here as well has one. And you may think like, well, my testimony isn't as powerful as this person. It's still a testimony. It's still, you got through something. You could like fell on the sidewalk. Oh no, my knee hurts. You got up. You're alive. Yay! But it's you still got through something hard, and it's because of God. There's no way you could have made it this far without God. And if I'm rambling a lot, so the one thing that I want you all to know of what I'm trying to say is that he's not going to leave you. No matter how alone you feel, you could be sitting up that late at night. You could be like, I feel like I don't have anyone anymore. Or you're just other stuff that goes through your head, because I know nighttime is where it all kind of falls on the people. But he's there with you, and he wants you to trust him in the path that he has for everyone. And he will keep you straight on your path, and he will guide you to where he wants you. Yeah.
Take a bow.